The year is 2019. You log on to your favorite Minecraft server to see a brand new game mode called Skyblock. You go to the portal and walk through, and have to talk to 12 villagers. Meh, doesn't seem that important. You understand how the game works, and so you're all set. Everything is simple, everything makes sense. Fast forward 6 years, and you decide you want to start playing again. You join and are met with a brand new hub, but the same objective from earlier, talk to 12 villagers. After a bit of searching, you get the pesky few you missed last time, but then you don't know what to do. But you suddenly remember, the guide NPC. You rush back to your island to talk to Jerry, and like always, he saves the day. Or at least, that's what I hope happens, because for now... Now, I assume you've heard of Hypixel Skyblock, and I also assume that you've heard that it's the
largest MMORPG in Minecraft.
But like, okay? I mean, why do you have to do homework to play the game, and what even is an MMORPG? Well, MMORPG, or Massively Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game, is a title assigned to games with many players in a persistent world, which means things continue to happen even after you log off. With the majority of MMORPGs having fantasy themes, progression, and guided quest lines to help new players. And Hypixel Skyblock nails 2 of those, but the early game sucks. And I mean, it really sucks. Look, it's no secret that Hypixel Skyblock's player count has been dwindling. Obviously, in 2020 and 2021, the game was able to draft off of the large-scale lockdown, but the world has since opened up, so it makes sense that they would lose a few players. But even since the foraging update, the player count has dropped by thousands. So why aren't new players making up for this? Well, because the game is annoyingly hard to get into. Like I said earlier, in order to adequately play Hypixel Skyblock, you actually need to do homework. Like watching a 45-minute guide level homework. But what if that wasn't the case? Imagine, just for a minute, if you could progress through the game by playing the game. And as you played, you actually learned how the game worked. Oh wait, we don't have to imagine. See, if we go back to 2019, the game was so easy to understand, you could just boot up and start playing. And if you wanted a little help, the late legend Technoblade's infamous The Hypixel Skyblock Experience taught you all you needed to know about the fundamentals of Skyblock. And that 10 minutes is much more entertaining than any guide, and definitely doesn't feel like homework. On top of this, the Talk to the Villagers quest actually gave you meaningful information. Nowadays, who the hell needs to learn about leaflet armor? Okay, actually, who has ever needed to learn about leaflet armor? To find out how to restore this game back to its former glory, I'm going to cover how little Hypixel Skyblock's early game guided quests have changed, how new content and mechanics have been successfully introduced, and how everyone's favorite multiplying villager may just be the solution to all this. But before we go any further, make sure to click the subscribe button as lightly as possible. Aggressive clicks have been known to cause earthquakes! Oh, wait, never mind, we're good, thanks. Now, when answering this question, there are 2 different areas we need to focus on. The early game guided quest systems that are supposed to show new players how the game works, and the different content updates that have actually changed the early game. And we need to see if one of these has gotten more attention than the other, because that imbalance will mean new players get lost way faster. Now to start, I'm going to test the guided quests. And to do this, I'm going to log on to my little brother's Minecraft account, start a new profile, and follow strictly the scoreboard quests. Okay, new profile, here we go. Break a log, let's do it. Bam. I'm sorry, does that say craft a workbench? There's one right here, why do I... Fine. Craft a wooden pickaxe. Talk to Jerry. I'm sure he's gonna say something of value. Ah, there it is. Leaflet armor. Who needs leaflet armor? Also, that's not the recipe to leaflet armor. How do I know where north is? The map doesn't tell me anything. You're telling me about the forums right now? Thank you. I appreciate it. See, teaching about mana is actually valuable. Felix can stay too. Oh, there's the last villager. Hello. Fishing feels like the least important skill to do first, but sure. Reach fishing skill 5? No. So, clearly, that sucks. I mean, if I just started playing this game and the first things it has me do are either pointless, boring, or fishing, I'm probably not gonna log back on. And sure, you can look up a guide, but that's so extra and definitely shouldn't be necessary to actually make the game worth playing. The game itself should help players know at least a little bit what they're supposed to do. Otherwise, it makes total sense if they get scared off.
Good. We don't need new players.
What the hell? Who are you?
I'm your arch nemesis MC Yikes. Duh.
Where's your whole glasses mustache thing?
I forgot it, alright? But as I was saying, New players would make inflation worse.
No, that's actually not true. See, more people buying cookies and the early game economy being more stimulated would actually make inflation go down. And also, more players buying ranks and gems would mean that more devs would be hired to work on Skyblock.
But recent updates have been incredible. Why would we need more devs?
Well, because new, fresh ideas would mean that future updates are more fleshed out. And also, people in my comments made it abundantly clear that the anti-cheat needs a lot of work.
Alright, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Now, get out and let me finish this video.
Okay.
Anyways, the guided quest system has barely changed since 2019, and it makes the game seem even more boring than it actually is. But what about the actual content of the game? I mean, I doubt it's changed that much since 2019, right? I mean, to say Hypixel Skyblock's early game has changed since 2019 is a gross understatement. I mean, back in the day we had 2 mining islands, 2 farming islands, a bunch of foraging islands, and 2 combat islands. Now we have a few extras. Now, if you've been playing since 2019 like I have, these additions and reworks make sense since I was here for almost all of them. But if you're a new player and the first thing you're greeted by in the hub is this, yeah, I think I'd be pretty overwhelmed. I mean, sure, we get told to start fishing, but other than that, we don't really get any direction on what skills to focus on or islands to go to. I mean, don't get me wrong, the open world aspect of Skyblock is awesome, but there should still be a little bit of structure, especially for someone trying out the game for the first time. And I'm not crazy for this. I mean, we've actually seen this structure inside of Skyblock. For example, when you first join the Crimson Isle, you have a long quest with Elle that teaches you all about the different parts of the island, and she actually leads you to the places you need to go. On top of this, the quest is actually interactive and goes differently depending on what choices you make. This is what we need. But let's also take a peek at Galatea, the new foraging island. First off, this update does an amazing job of making you actually go to the different parts of the island to learn about them, and it uses a helpful little arrow to guide you to where you need to go. But more importantly, there's an NPC named Hina who has a bunch of different quests that you need to complete in order to get rewarded with Forest Whispers, Hot Father XP, and other great rewards. With each of the quests requiring you to hunt different mobs, try different mechanics, and actually learn all there is to know about the update. So after looking at a few examples of where Hypixel Skyblock actually has structure, we need to figure out, you remember that villager guy on your island that's really only helpful for getting lost items or multiplying himself a bunch of times? Well, what if I told you he could be what Skyblock needs to make a comeback? Think about it. If you're brand new or you haven't played in a while and you log on, go to the hub and see Jerry waiting for you,
Why Jerry though?
how did you get back in there?
No. You answer my question, then I'll answer yours.
Okay, well, Jerry is iconic. He has a whole section of the Great Potato War video dedicated just to him. Tommy Innit built a whole brand just off of how goofy of a character he is, and he's a mayoral candidate, which means that he needs whatever he can get to run for re-election and win.
That actually makes sense.
Now, how did you get back in there?
Don't worry about it.
No, I am worried about it. Where were we? Oh, right. So Jerry's in the hub. You click on him and he starts by introducing you to the auction house and bazaar, unless you're Iron Man. And then he tells you about skills and has you choose from a list in the chat of the 5 primary skills: farming, mining, combat, foraging, and fishing. If you pick farming, he takes you to the farming merchant, then to the farm where you have a little quest. And then he has you pick another one. Let's say you pick mining. He takes you to the mining merchant, then to the blacksmith where you have a quest, then combat merchant, and then to the bartender, foraging merchant, then lumberjack, and then fishing merchant, and then Enid. That way you actually learn about what the different skills are, where you need to go for them, and you get a little bit of rewards. But after all this, he takes you to Maxwell, the thaumatologist. And then after all this, he takes you to Maxwell, the thaumaturgist, to teach you about magical power. Maybe he unlocks a small accessory bag so that the redstone collection still makes sense, but you have somewhere to start with. Then he suggests you go to the combat merchant to pick up some early game accessories, and lets you know that he has a bunch of friends in the hub who can teach him about mana, trading, carpentry, things that aren't the first things you should learn about, but are definitely important for progression. That way you still have the quest to talk to villagers, but maybe they stand near something that actually is significant to what they were talking about, and that way they can give you a little bit more direction. Then afterwards, each different skill island should have its own heinous chapters. I've seen Duralius talk about this, and I completely agree. I think that would mean that progression feels a little less hopeless to new players. This interactive quest would mean that all you have to do to suggest the game to a friend is tell them the server IP. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I have suggested the game to a friend, they sounded interested, and then got scared off when I sent them a 45-minute guide video. And I'm not making this video to shit on admins or the development team. I'm making this video because I really want this game to succeed. And it sucks to see a game I hold so close to my heart drift into obscurity. So if anyone from the Hypixel team is watching, please just try to do what you can to make the Hypixel Skyblock experience suck a little less.
I actually really like that idea.
I actually really didn't ask. Let me finish this video, I'm almost done.
Oh, but I figured you'd want to hear about the food options.
Only if it's from HelloFresh, I don't...
You know it is.
Oh, it is. Well, thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Now, odds are you've heard of HelloFresh, but have you ever actually tried it? I got my first box a few months ago and have absolutely loved everything I've gotten. HelloFresh makes it easier to fit home-cooked meals into your schedule by taking the guesswork out of cooking. Meals are shipped with pre-portioned ingredients and delicious recipes, which entirely removes most of the prep work associated with cooking. But if you want something even easier, you can pick up their ready-made meals, which you literally just need to heat up. If you want to finally move past takeout and start eating a little healthier, head over to hellofresh.yikesmc.com for 10 free meals and a free bonus item for the entire duration of your subscription. That's hellofresh.yikesmc.com for 10 free meals and a lifetime bonus item. Thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to it. I hope you guys did go to enjoy this video. As you can tell, I am sick and also I moved. Sorry it took so long to get this video out. Moving was a bit more taxing than I had anticipated, but we should be back to regular uploads again. Thank you so much for making it to the end. If you enjoyed, which you probably did considering you're still here, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. Oh, I have memberships now. You can join for either 99 cents or $4.99, and you get the perks on screen right now, and also your name at the end of the video. As you can see here, I don't have any right now, but if you would like to change that, feel free. Again, thank you so much for watching and making it to the end of the video, and deuces.